właśnie w szkole, w kursach. Ktoś wszedł jeszcze? Nie, chyba nie, ktoś wyszedł po prostu. Uczę tutaj w szkole w hiperkursach języka angielskiego oraz języka hiszpańskiego. I dzisiejszym tematem webinara, dzisiejszym tematem lekcji darmowej jest fenomen seriali, w którym sobie porozmawiamy na różne tematy. I zanim zacznę mówić po angielsku, chciałbym przedstawić Wam kilka zasad, które będą tutaj występowały podczas tego spotkania. Przede wszystkim chciałbym, żebyście mieli wszyscy wyciszony mikrofon, tak, i żebyście dopiero tego mikrofonu używali, jeżeli padnie ode mnie jakieś pytania, a takie będą padały. Mam nadzieję, że będziecie tutaj aktywni. Fajnie Cię widzieć, Beata, super. Jakbyście też chcieli lub mogli, to włączcie kamerki, na pewno fajnie będzie z Wami rozmawiać i Was też słyszeć podczas Waszych wypowiedzi, jakbyście mieli włączoną kamerkę. I zgłaszamy się, gdy mówimy, to jest bardzo ważne. Tutaj właśnie na Google Meetie macie opcję takiej łapki na środku. Jak macie te ikonki po środku na dole, macie taką łapkę, jest to podnoszenie ręki i w tym momencie, żeby nie było przekrzykiwania się, po prostu tą rękę podnosicie. Ja teraz to zrobiłem i w tym momencie ja dostaję powiadomienie, że ktoś z Was próbuje podnieść rękę i wtedy ja po prostu Was zapytam, tak, i żebyście Wy też odpowiedzieli na dane pytanie. Jesteśmy dla siebie mili oczywiście, tak, tutaj się nie obrażamy i pracujemy tak, jakbyśmy to pracowali podczas normalnych zajęć. I teraz tak, dla wszystkich z Was, którzy tutaj są, mamy przygotowaną promocję na naszą nową ofertę szybkich lekcji 30-minutowych ze specjalnym kodem, który dostaniecie w połowie spotkania, sobie wtedy odpalę 15-minutowy minutnik i wtedy po prostu w trakcie tego minutnika, jak on będzie sobie działał, będziecie mogli wszyscy skorzystać właśnie z oferty tych szybkich lekcji. Nie 160 zł za miesiąc, tylko jak tutaj widać 110 zł. I dodatkowo chciałbym w ogóle opowiedzieć trochę o tych szybkich lekcjach, czym one są. Są to 30-minutowe lekcje i w zależności od ilości osób w grupie, tam powiedzmy od 2 do 9 są to 2 lekcje w tygodniu. Jak mamy na przykład 35 osób w grupie, jest to lekcji w tygodniu, 8. I daje Wam to nielimitowany dostęp do strefy rozmów. Jeżeli chcielibyście porozmawiać sobie z ludźmi na Waszym poziomie językowym, czyli podstawowym bądź średnio zaawansowanym, jest taka możliwość właśnie dla Was ze specjalnym kodem, który umożliwia Wam dostanie takiej oferty i zapisanie się na taki kurs za 110 zł za miesiąc. Umowy są niezobowiązujące, co oznacza, że po miesiącu tak naprawdę możecie już o tej umowie zrezygnować, przyjść na ilość lekcji, która Wam odpowiada i później po miesiącu zrezygnować, tak? Natomiast zachęcam do właśnie kupna i żebyście pozostali na tym kursie i na tych kursach szybkich lekcji jak najdłużej. Dla osób zainteresowanych mamy również kursy tradycyjne, kursy grupowe od 4 do 8 osób, kursy w parach bądź kursy indywidualne, na które tutaj zniżki nie ma. Natomiast na naszej stronie hiperkursy.pl taka zniżka będzie dostępna. Czy ma ktoś do mnie jakieś pytania na ten moment? Czy możemy zacząć już sobie rozmawiać? Dobra. Okay, so let me speak in English, and as you have seen, the main topic of our discussion today, of our lesson, is the phenomenon of series. I am really interested in watching TV series, reviewing them, and talking about them. It's like my cup of tea, you know. So let me firstly discuss the contents of this presentation, of this lesson. So firstly, I am going to ask you some questions, some basic questions about TV series, about your favorite TV series, and something else. Next, we are going to talk about why TV series are so special. And the title of this slide will be why do we watch series? But during this slide, we are going to discuss the reasons why TV series became more popular than films. Then we are going to talk about some disruptive series, which are influential in the business, in the film industry, then about streaming platforms like Netflix, then about remakes, where I'm going to talk about what are remakes, why are they produced, and what can we do with them, and what types of remakes exists. and then we are going to conclusions. So we are going to conclude what I've said, and you will be asked some questions about the webinar. So let's start with some icebreaker questions. And guys, who wants to answer? I'm going to tell this one more time. If you want to answer, you have to raise your hand. There's an option here on Google Meets to raise your hand, like I'm doing right now. So who would like to answer the first question about favorite series? Do we have a volunteer? Okay. Does somebody want to answer the first question? Please don't be shy, guys. Is there anyone who wants to answer the first question? If not, I'm going to tell you about my favorite series. Maybe you will be more confident in your answers. So my favorite TV series is actually Game of Thrones. Definitely, it's my favorite one. Why? It's very, very simple, because of the complexity of the plot, because of the characters who are absolutely amazing. I even have a tattoo with a symbol from Game of Thrones. So, who would like to answer this question? What is your favorite series? Is there anyone who would like to answer this question? Okay, Aneta, thank you. So you can speak, Aneta, right now. You can turn on your microphone. Can you do that? Let me allow you to speak. It's here. Turn on your microphone. Yeah, right now it should be okay. Tell me if you can turn on your microphone, Aneta. Aneta, are you here? You have risen your hand. Okay, yeah,
Hello?
very good.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I turn on microphone. Okay. So my favorite series is Nightfall. For now.
Okay.
I really love historical series.
Yeah, historical series. So if you love historical series, tell me one thing. Have you ever watched Vikings?
No,
No,
I
because
didn't.
it's yeah, you didn't. Okay, so but because it's a little bit about history of Vikings, yeah, the most famous Viking of them all, Ragnar Lodbrok, who is the main character. So let me ask you another question, guys. Thank you, Aneta, very much. What is your favorite genre of films? My favorite is definitely fantasy. When it comes to series, it's fantasy or horror. I basically, it's not like I don't watch other like genres. It's like these two are my favorites. Okay, hello, another person joined us. So, who would like to answer this question about favorite genre? Do we have a volunteer amidst you? Okay, two people, very good. So, Victoria, you have risen your hand. What would you like to say? What is your favorite genre of series?
Hi, hello. So my favorite genre of series is for sure documentary. I love them.
Okay, documentaries about specific people or just documentaries of them all?
Documentaries, I would say.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Aneta, do you want to say something else because you are still raising your hand?
Okay, I can. My favorite genre is history series, like I said,
Okay,
and
history
and
series, yeah.
and psychologist.
Mhm. Psychological, yeah, I absolutely love them as well. I forgot to mention, I absolutely love psychological dramas and documentaries, as Victoria said. I am even writing my MA, which is in Polish language, praca magisterska, about two British serial killers, and reading about them, about some reading biographies of some unfamous people. It's absolutely amazing. So, and I think another interesting question, do you prefer watching series alone or with company? I prefer watching alone because, as I've just said, I love reviewing the TV series I watch. I love like rating them in my head. I am so freaked about that that I don't like watching TV series with company. Maybe with my fiance, yes, but with other people, absolutely not. So, what is your opinion about that? Do you prefer watching series alone or with company? Who would like to answer this question? Is there anyone who would like to answer the last question in this slide? Okay. I think there isn't. Okay, Aneta, yeah. Thank you for your cooperation with me.
So I prefer watching series with company, usually
Yeah.
with friends. I don't like watching alone because I'm very emotional and I like share with friends.
Yeah, you like to share your emotions
But
with
I
friends.
don't think so they like watching with me.
Yeah, okay. You don't think they like watching it with you. Okay, then Monica is the second person who would like to speak. So what would you say?
I'd like to say that I like watching American sitcoms. My favorite
Okay.
one is Friends, but I
Mhm.
prefer watching series alone because I don't like other people disturb me.
Yeah, you don't like other people to disturb you.
And
Okay.
I like watching with subtitles, English
Yeah,
subtitles.
yeah, that's what I do, you see, because what I do, I usually watch series with subtitles because I watch them doing something else as well, like preparing a meal, like preparing myself to some lessons. So I always have to have subtitles, either English or Spanish. It depends what series I am currently watching. Yeah, Victoria, please speak.
So definitely, I prefer to watch TV series alone because I'm a serial killer. So once I just put something on, I cannot just resist the temptation to finish it. So for sure, I prefer to watch it alone.
Yeah. I get your point. Yeah, I also love watching TV series about serial killers. I had to watch them to my MA because I'm writing currently. Thank you, Victoria. I don't know what's your name, but your nickname is Calafiorix, so please speak.
Hi, it's Magda.
Magda,
I
okay.
also yeah, I also prefer watching series alone because nobody disturb me, nobody eat, nobody talk to me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
that's all.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Very good. Thank you for your answer. So, thank you for your cooperation with me. Right now, we can go to this slide, which is why do we watch series? And here, I'm going to talk specifically why do we watch series over films? Why do we prefer series to films? And I don't say we shouldn't watch films at all because you have so many classic films like Lord of the Rings, Titanic, Inception, or what do I have in my mind? Because I don't watch films, so I am bad at giving names. Oh, Harry Potter, my favorite film series of all time. Yeah, we are going to discuss why do we prefer watching series than films. We have some reasons. So I can give you one of them. We can easily get closer to the characters. Like imagine guys, you have a film which lasts 90 minutes. For me, it is almost impossible to get close to the characters in that film. Of course, I've watched so many good films, so many good horror films like The Conjuring, The Ring, Annabelle also was pretty good. But in my opinion, it is impossible to get close to the characters, and TV series, they allow us to do that. So in your opinion, guys, what could be the other reason, maybe other reasons of such things, such issues? Who would like to say? You can say it with easy words, and if you don't know how to say something in English, you can say that in Polish, and I will certainly help you with your translation, with your speech. So who would like to tell me some reasons why something like that is happening currently? Do you have something in your mind? So if you don't, or if you still think about it, if you are still thinking about that, let me give you another one, guys, because you see, I have mentioned that we can get closer to the characters. The other one is the changes which are currently happening in the society, because you see, let's say 30 years ago, the work was really easy, like in such meaning, you had to work 8 hours per day, you were leaving your work, you were going back home, and you weren't thinking about your work. Yeah, that because the hours were fixed, you wouldn't have to thought about that. And right now it is almost impossible. Like I can give you my example. I am 23 years old, and I find it really hard to this work-life balance. I write back some messages to people who I teach, and I shouldn't, because it's like, imagine it's Sunday 11 p.m. and I am still replying to some people. I shouldn't do that, but I do. And we have a lot of work, so we don't have time to watch a film which lasts at least 90 minutes. We prefer watching episodes one by one. So one episode, could you tell me, guys, in a regular TV series, how long is one episode? What would you say? Do you know how long is one episode on a regular basis? Okay, so if you don't know, or if you don't want to say that, it's approximately 45 minutes. So it's at least 2 times shorter than a regular film. That's why we watch TV series more preferably, because they are shorter. One episode is shorter, significantly shorter than a film. That's another reason. That's the second one. So could you think about the third one, or the fourth one after the third? Do you have something in your mind? I'm going to wait a second. Maybe someone will raise her or his hand. Okay, if not, I can give you another one, because we are lazy. People didn't used to be lazy, but they are right now, especially youngsters, like teenagers. They are pretty lazy. I have younger sister, I have younger cousins, my fiance has younger siblings, and we know the situation. We are lazy. We don't want to spend 90 minutes watching a film. We prefer watching something shorter. That's why one of my favorite TV series is Rick and Morty, because it's short and it's pretty good. Okay, do you have something else in mind, or should we move further? Okay, I see you don't. So let's move to another slide, which is disruptive series. And firstly, let me start with the word disruptive. What does it mean exactly? What does it mean specifically, disruptive? Do you know how to translate this word into Polish language, guys? All right, I see you do not. So disruptive, let me give you the English definition. So disruptive is when we say that something is disruptive, we mean it has a lot of influence on the industry. In this example, obviously, it's film industry. So disruptive in Polish language would be przełomowy. So I am going to present 4 disruptive series. They are disruptive in my opinion, obviously, but like I've said before, I am really interested in film and series industry, so I can tell you something about that. So I remember someone saying their favorite TV series is Friends. I don't remember who it was, but I'm sure someone said Friends. So yeah, as that person said, Friends is an American sitcom. This is the genre of Friends, and it is about 6 friends, I think. I haven't watched that, to be honest, but as the poster says, it's 6 friends, and there are some dramas like everyday life, divorces, children, friendship, and they present everyday life of American friends. And what's more, what I want to say, guys, is that why do I think this series can be named as disruptive? It's very, very easy, because you see, even though it was released in 1994, which was 6 years before I was born, they sell its merch to this very day. To this day, they sell the Friends merch. And imagine, guys, I am 23, this year 24, and they released last season back in 2004, which was 20 years ago. And I have a friend who is still currently watching Friends. So yeah, I think it can be named as disruptive. Continuing, guys, we have Breaking Bad. I mean, who doesn't know Breaking Bad? It's one of the most recognizable series, mainly because of its characters, which are who are Walter White, and the other one was Jesse Pinkman, if I'm not mistaken, but that's what I think. So I have watched 3 seasons, and I think it is disruptive just because of the last episode. Because you see, TV series started to be released like almost 80 or 70 years ago, and only one episode was like rated 10 out of 10, which was the last episode of Breaking Bad. That was absolutely amazing, in my opinion. I have heard some rumors about another spin-offs of Breaking Bad. Continuing, we have Game of Thrones, which I've said is my favorite TV series because of the complexity of the plot, because of the characters, because of a situation where everybody could die. It was absolutely amazing watching that. I have watched the Game of Thrones 4 times so far, and I'm going to watch it for the first time this year. But my question is, have you ever watched Game of Thrones? Because if you haven't, if you don't like fantasy, don't watch the whole series, guys. But I highly recommend you watching at least one episode where you have a battle through the whole episode, because then you can see the special effects I'm talking about, the special effects which made the show even better. And to the last one, it's Stranger Things. And have you ever heard about Stranger Things? Have you watched Stranger Things? Do you know it? Do we have a person who would like to answer? Okay. Abstrakcja. I don't know your name, but please speak.
Yes, hello, I'm Julita. To be
Julita,
honest,
okay.
I never watched Stranger Things, but I think I'm pretty young. So when I was in middle high school, this series was very, very popular. So everybody in my school watched it, the first season, I think. So yeah, it was totally popular. So of course I've heard about it.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for your answer. Yeah, and what about you? Because I think, Aneta, you have also raised your hand. Your hand.
Yes, I wanted to say that I never seen this series.
Could you repeat, please? Can you repeat, Aneta?
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I haven't heard what you've said about Stranger Things. Could you repeat?
I wanted to say that I've never seen this series.
Yeah, you've never seen. So let me tell you one more thing. It is disruptive series because I think it is one of the most popular Netflix original series, and it's amazing because it's not only about fighting some monsters, but it's about the first love, it's about friendship between people, between generations also, because you have a friendship between a guy who is 14, I think, at the beginning of the series, and a guy who is adult already. So it's amazing. I believe the 4th season, which is the newest one, is the worst, but that's only my opinion, you know, and it is disruptive, definitely. So if you have to think about another disruptive series, what series would you name? Because I have mentioned 4: Friends, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, and Stranger Things. Do you have in your mind other series which may be named as disruptive?
Okay, first I thank you for your recommended. I think about it, Stranger Things, maybe I will watch in the future. My favorite disruptive series is, of course, Friends.
Friends, yeah.
Friends, yes, it's a series of my teenagers times.
Teenage years. Okay, yeah, very good. So thank you, Aneta. But if you have to think about another series which isn't here, because we have 4 series: Friends, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, and Stranger Things. Okay, Julita, please say what you have in your mind.
I'm thinking about Dr. House
Yes.
because it was the first American series. It was in Polish TV, and it was, not a comedy series, but just a normal one. So yeah, I think Dr. House.
Yeah, and I even want to say that it is difficult to say its genre, because yeah, you have, like, it's about a doctor who is full of dark humor. You know what I mean? His humor was amazing in that series. So I think we can call it comedy in some sense, but also it's like you said, a normal series about people's problems in lives. So can somebody answer as well? Does somebody want to answer as well? Besides Julita and Aneta. Okay, Magda, please say something. Yeah, Magda, you can turn on your microphone. Magda, możesz włączyć mikrofon, bo masz wyłączony. Okay, thank you.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's working.
For me, interactive series was Prison Break. It was first series which I saw, and series like Lost and Prison Break, from my point of view, it became this time for series. They became so popular because previous series not wasn't so popular like nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. And to be honest with you guys, before I placed Breaking Bad here, I had a Lost poster, because I wanted to say something about Lost, but later I decided to put Breaking Bad here. Okay, before we start with streaming platforms, I am going to send you something which can help you attend our courses. Tak, od razu wam powiem, tu wysyłam wam na czat formularz. Tak, jest tutaj formularz, żeby się zapisać na kurs. Jeżeli ktoś z was by chciał, sobie teraz tylko też włączę, cyk, proszę bardzo. I ustawiam sobie minutnik na minut 15. I proszę bardzo, włączam sobie o tym prezentację. I w tym formularzu musicie się zapisać na ten formularz, używając kodu HIPERLEKCJE. I przypominam, ten kod działa tylko i wyłącznie na szybkie lekcje 30-minutowe, nie na kursy grupowe, w parach bądź indywidualne. Są to kursy, są to szybkie lekcje. Oczywiście zachęcam do zapisania się i zapisania się ewentualnie, jeżeli takie szybkie lekcje Wam nie pasują, to zachęcam do sprawdzenia naszej oferty właśnie dotyczącej kursów grupowych, w parach bądź indywidualnych. Mamy do wyboru wiele języków, nie tylko angielski. Jeżeli chodzi o te szybkie lekcje, to jest to również włoski, niemiecki, hiszpański. Tak, te 4 języki na pewno, a jeżeli chodzi o kursy takie stałe, mamy również dostępne języki takie jak chorwacki, grecki, norweski, szwedzki, fiński, rosyjski, portugalski, francuski i wiele, wiele innych. Nawet arabski mamy, słuchajcie, tutaj i turecki na pewno też wiem, że jest. Także bardzo polecam i bardzo zachęcam. Magda, czy ty chcesz coś powiedzieć, czy po prostu dalej masz rękę podniesioną? Chyba masz dalej rękę podniesioną, to ci ją na razie opuszczę tutaj, sam tutaj od siebie. Ok, opuść wszystkie. Ok, wracamy do prezentacji w takim razie. Przypominam, z kodem HIPERlekcji, nieważne czy pisany wielkimi czy małymi literami, w tym przypadku wpisując go w miejsce odpowiednie, na to przeznaczone, tam się chyba to w płatności wpisuje, z tego co pamiętam, będziecie mieli zniżkę na szybkie 30-minutowe lekcje. Przypominam, dowolna ilość lekcji w zależności od ilości osób. So let's get back to our presentation, and the next slide is about streaming platforms. So what streaming platforms do you know, guys? What platforms can you name? Obviously, we see one of them. It's Netflix, definitely the most popular one. But if you, okay, Victoria pisze, yeah, Victoria is writing, yeah, Netflix, HBO Go, Disney, very good, yeah, it's not HBO Go right now, it's HBO Max. They changed that like at least 1 year ago, that's what I think, yeah. So we have Netflix, HBO Max, and Disney. Do you know any else? Okay, Julita, please say something.
Prime Video.
Prime Video,
From
very
Amazon.
good. Amazon Prime, yeah, from Amazon, very good. Also, Showmax. And these are 5 which I know and which I use on a daily basis. I think there are more of them, but I don't want to mention them. Yeah, there's Prime Video, yeah. Thank you, Victoria. Okay, so, and at last we are going to talk about remakes. So, firstly, what is a remake, guys? But okay, before I ask you about the remake, tell me what is your favorite streaming platform from these 5? Netflix, HBO, Disney, Prime Video, and Showmax. Which of these 5 is your favorite, actually? What would you say? As I've said, my favorite is Netflix. Okay, Aneta, please say something.
For now, my favorite platform is Disney Plus, because I very like watch Shogun.
Okay, yeah. So I also use I also use Disney Plus on a daily basis because you see, I am watching American Horror Story currently. I am on the 10th season and I'm going to finish it. It's absolutely amazing. I can recommend you if you like horrors and some psychological dramas. It's for you definitely. So who else? What is your favorite streaming platform, and what are you currently watching on it? Is there anyone who would like to speak as well? Okay, I see that there isn't such a person, so let's continue with remakes. So you see, remakes are productions, and it's not only about films or series, because another common industry which makes remakes on a daily basis is game industry, definitely. So, but if you have to think about remakes, what are they? They are productions which are based on something else which has been already produced, like, for example, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, something like that. So people create remakes, like the directors and the screenwriters decide to produce remakes because it is highly valuable for them. Yeah, and for us, if you are a fan of, let's say, Lord of the Rings, you would have been hyped for its remake. Yeah, it's obvious. You would have been hyped for another remake or another spin-off. I should name it remakes and spin-offs. So, like right now, my favorite series is Game of Thrones, and right now, even though they had finished producing more episodes, after that they released spin-off. Yeah, and when it comes to remakes, guys, do you know any famous remakes? One of them, I'm going to give you a hint. One of these remakes I have in my mind was actually firstly written by Polish writer. The book was written by a Polish writer, and it's fantasy about okay, Julita?
Are you talking about The Witcher?
Obviously, yeah, about The Witcher. So, as you know, guys, we have I think it's a series or a film, I'm not sure, with famous Michał Żebrowski playing Geralt from Rivia, and it wasn't good. But later we had games, like three parts, like the first one. Then we have Kingslayer. That's the subtitle, I think, and The Wild Gone. And later they released a remake of Wiedźmin, which is the one we can see on Netflix. And even though it's horrible, it's still a remake. And I was really hyped before season 1 and before season 2. But right now, I think it is one of the worst TV series I have ever watched in my life. So it means something. Yeah, the other remake which I have in my mind, Aneta.
I think that remake I'm watching is Shogun, because the first Shogun production was produced in 1980, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's a remake. Very good. Yeah, definitely, that's a remake. And talking about remakes also, and it's your fault, Aneta. You helped me with developing that, with providing you with that example, and it's Dynasty. Do you know Dynasty, guys? About Carrington and Blake Carrington and his dynasty, his family. So the first Dynasty, guys, was released 30 years ago, in 80s, something like that. But almost nearly 10 or 15, I'm not sure, years ago, they released another version of Dynasty with completely different actors, with completely a different background, and it was absolutely amazing. I have seen both Dynasties, and I believe that the remakes was done very good. And I want to say the last thing about another remake, which hasn't been released yet, to be honest, but it's still in the process. So there's a movie series. Okay, Magda, say something.
I would say about Duna, because now is in the cinema, second part of Duna,
Yeah.
but first version of Duna was made by David Lynch in 80s, about something around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Duna, definitely. It's really like on the top of the list. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Magda. I forgot about that example because, as I said, I don't watch films, but I know people who have seen Duna, and they told me it was pretty good. And the last example I'm going to say is still in production. Like there is a movie series, a film series. It has 7 parts. There are books also about a famous wizard, about the Harry Potter, and it's like my favorite one. It's not even my favorite film. It's one of my favorite productions of all time. And I don't know if you know, guys, that HBO is currently producing a series about Harry Potter with completely different actors, with completely different background, and with all new cast, all new producers. And it's interesting because I shouldn't be hyped, but I am, because you see, I think film is okay, it's very, very good, but when you compare this film to a book, to the book, it's completely different. Like, so many characters and important characters which occurred in the books were unfortunately missing and not seen in the movies. That's why I am hyped for the new Harry Potter, which is going to be released in 2025, guys. So if you like Harry Potter, write the date, 2025. It's going to be amazing. I hope so. When it comes to such thing to finish with, when I've said that the film was worse than the book, and I think the greatest example which I can name is The Green Mile. I'm sure people who like cinematography and like watching films which make you emotional, you have to have seen The Green Mile. Do you know that movie, The Green Mile? In Polish, it would be Zielona Mila. Aneta was the first person.
Yes, I love this film. It's a beautiful emotion.
Yes, it is. And Magda, do you want to say something else? Because you have your hand up.
No, it's
Okay. Okay, it's by mistake. Okay, so let me tell you guys, although I think that movie is absolutely perfect, book is better. Like The Green Mile by Stephen King is the best book I have ever read. It's amazing because you see, in the film, even though it lasts 3 hours, in my opinion, we can't get close to the characters. That's my opinion. But in the book, there's a story between that man who apparently killed those 2 little girls, and between the god. Okay. Mam nadzieję, że się podobała taka krótka lekcja, taka pogadanka z mojej strony. Jeżeli się zdecydujecie na zapisy na tą lekcję, to oczywiście ta lekcja będzie wyglądała w trochę inny sposób. To jest przykładowy temat lekcji, który możecie dostać, czyli ja wybrałem swój temat, czyli oczywiście seriale, na których się znam, które uwielbiam i kocham całym sercem, natomiast lekcje będą wyglądały w ten sposób, że to wy będziecie mówić, to wy będziecie niejako nie to, że zmuszani, ale zapisując się na takie lekcje, będziecie mieli okazję rozmawiać z ludźmi na swoim poziomie. Zapisując się na poziom podstawowy, kod jest na indywidualne. Kod jest, słuchajcie, na lekcje krótkie. Jak sobie wchodzicie w ten formularz, ja też sobie go od razu tutaj kliknę, żeby on tutaj mi był, ja sobie go tylko skopiuję. Ten formularz, który ja wam wysłałem, tutaj zobaczcie, to on was automatycznie, wam go wysłałem na czat w końcu, czy go nie wysłałem, sprawdzimy sobie, wysłałem. Ten formularz, w który sobie klikniecie z czatu, Wiktoria, on tam jest na czacie, przeniesie was na formularz zapisowy na 30-minutowe lekcje, nie na indywidualne, grupowe. Zobaczcie, wam to udostępnię teraz, szybko sobie pokażę wam, jak to wygląda, proszę bardzo. Tutaj, formularz zapisowy na 30-minutowe lekcje, wpisujecie imię, tam wpiszę swoje, Bartłomiej, tam Brzeziński na szybko, e-mail nieważne, telefon nieważne, lekcje dla dorosłych, mamy język, tutaj weźmy sobie angielski, mamy A1, A2 podstawowy, B1, C1, weźmy sobie to, skąd się o nas dowiedziałeś i tutaj mamy kod zniżkowy, wpisujecie kod HIPERlekcje, wyrażam zgodę i kod wam w tym momencie zaakceptowało. I wtedy przechodzimy sobie tutaj, tylko mnie nie przeniesie, bo nie wpiszę swojego telefonu ani swojego maila. Natomiast tutaj w tym momencie macie ten formularz i tak właśnie musicie w to wejść, Wiktoria. Czy ktoś ma do mnie jakieś pytanie w takim razie? Przypominam wam jeszcze o tej zniżce, tak? Ta zniżka z kodem HIPERlekcje jeszcze przez chwilę trwa, więc przypominam, 160 zł to jest cena pierwotna, natomiast wy jako uczestnicy tego spotkania macie to za 110 zł ze specjalnym kodem HIPERlekcje. Dodatkowo Oczywiście zachęcam do zapisania się również na kursy grupowe w parach bądź indywidualne. Jeżeli ktoś z Was byłby zainteresowany lekcjami ze mną, również z wielką chęcią zapraszam. Cieszę się, że mogłem dzisiaj z Wami tą lekcję odbyć. Cieszę się, że mogłem z niektórymi z Was również porozmawiać. Mam nadzieję, że temat taki dość przystępny i że temat Wam się po prostu podobał. Czy ma ktoś do mnie jakieś pytanie na koniec? Jeśli nie, to dziękuję bardzo za uczestnictwo i mam nadzieję, że z niektórymi Was do zobaczenia. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Julita. Hej.